It's because of dollar strength, Devon. We've seen commodities slide a little bit, although we can't say the same about the oil price. We've also had, we've got ECB coming out this week with a decision on interest rates, and it's expected that quantitative easing will be increased. That would be a weaker euro and hence a weaker rand. And of course, a weaker euro also means stronger dollar. Further adding to dollar strength is the expectation of the non-farm payrolls figure out on Friday, which many believe is going to give the Fed ammunition to fire that first salvo of interest rate hikes, which is due on December the 16th. And last but not least, trade figures out later today for South Africa. The rand at the moment, kind of holding steady, but it did weaken this morning. And it looks as if, for now, it's waiting for that trade balance figure to come out. Let's see where we've got the market indicators. We've got the FTSE down by a third, the CAC by 0.2, and the DAX up by 0.4. Joburg Aussie 0.1 in the red, industrials up by half, financials by 0.1%, resources have lost 4.6%. Gold mining is down by 3.3% and platinum mining by 2.3%. Gold price 1,056. Oh, platinum, yeah, well, we had 840 something on Friday, so that shows you where it's going. $44.79 for a barrel of oil. And then the rand, it's 14.38 to the dollar, 21.56 to the pound, 15.20 to the euro. Then let's see how the BRICS are faring against the rand. Okay, with that, we introduce Singa Kumblisa from Vunani Private Clients. Welcome, Singa.
Thank you.
Let's start off with, of course, the Fed. It's NFP on Friday. Between Friday and the 16th, is there anything that might sway the Fed?
I don't think so. I think the decision is pretty much made, to be honest. I mean, we saw 2.1 third quarter GDP growth in the US last week, Wednesday, which all points to, steady growth in the US as we move forward. So all the data seems to point to much healthier position that the U.S. economy is finding itself in than a few years ago. So I don't think they will be borrowing into the future anymore. Now they've got an opportunity to start hiking. We obviously don't expect the trajectory of the hike to be high. We expect it to be narrow, rather. But I don't think anything will change the decision from now up until around the 16th.
Okay, so we better price it in. Significance of credit growth figure released this morning. Only slightly ahead. Retailers won't be too happy.
Yeah, look, I mean, we saw a slight bit on the expectations there. I think the number came at 9.8%, which 8.7 was expected. Slight growth in corporate credit and household. However, we don't expect that credit growth to be sustained. We're obviously in a hiking cycle now. I don't think corporate and even consumers would be too bullish to borrow, to take up more credit. So I don't think it's really significant, as you say. So probably a bit of a boost for retailers, but not significant at all, and probably not sustainable.
Speaking of retailers, Truworths. 5.5 billion rand to buy a UK operation. Now, sometimes I get the feeling that a lot of people are just jumping on the bandwagon, going overseas, hoping that the rand will help them out.
Yeah, like I agree on that, unfortunately. Again, for me, it's always been a bit risky taking money offshore, trying to, to revamp a third league type of business into a first league type of business. You're going to be spending a hell of a lot of money, in trying to develop that kind of business to be able to compete against its peers in that market. Remember, Europe is a highly developed market. It's highly competitive. The technologies being adopted there in those economies are fairly expensive, especially for a South African company. So, again, it's just jump to the bandwagon. I hope it does generate some form of return for the investors, though.
Lotho. I've decided to skip the dividend, which is probably prudent, but I must say, it's the first time I've seen one being cancelled in a very long time.
Yeah, look, not good news for investors, isn't it? But again, you know, it just points to the issues that have been faced by all companies in that sector. Illovo being, you know, a sugarcane type of business, the output has been massively affected by the droughts. The weather outlook in South Africa is still not looking very good. So I think the future will still have a lot of headwinds. We saw profit plunges about 82% compared to last year, which is quite big, you know. And obviously the whole situation revolves around the droughts affecting their production output and therefore, you know, filtering through to their profits.
Last one I'll ask you about is Alex Forbes. They came out with numbers as well. I had a look, I compared it to previous numbers, and I thought this is rather pedestrian.
Yeah, looking fairly muted, to be honest. Again, you know, they're operating in a tough economic environment, being a financial services company, which is mostly geared to GDP. Things like employment plays a major role in, you know, in insurers and long-term investments type of businesses. You must remember within Alexander Forbes, they house investment solutions, and we've seen some drop off in their investment income from fees because people have actually been withdrawing some of the investment due to retrenchments, and also the market being volatile this year hasn't actually helped the fee income. So it's been tough for them. It will probably continue to be tough as we continue to muddle through this tough economic cycle. So the results were no real surprise to me or in fact the market.
Thank you for your time, Singer.
All right.
Now there we have it. Singer Kuntlisa from Funani Private Clients.